Hi, everyone. This is Jeremiah Plasko with Byteworks. As a reminder, Byteworks is an IT infrastructure consulting firm that focuses on data center, cybersecurity, enterprise networking, and collaboration. Joining me today is Senior UC Engineer Rob Patmore, and we're going to talk today about the all-new Webex Contact Center. Just a brief overview and reminder, the all-new Webex Contact Center is a 100% cloud contact center offering. It's extremely robust and capable. It's omni-channel out of the box, and we're going to go through a brief sneak peek demonstration of it right now. So let's get started and show you what we got here. The all-new Webex Contact Center has an agent desktop, a contact center desktop here that is 100% browser-based. So I'm actually already logged in via a browser right now. When you first log in, it actually gives you the option to install the application on your desktop. This is just a shortcut, if you will, to the browser, but it does help you after that first login to quickly launch it on subsequent times. So when you first get logged in, I'm here on the home screen. Let's just give a little general navigation overview here. We've got the home screen. We've got the queuing area. Right now, there are no requests. This is the default view. Down here, we see all of our contact history. And so I can see all inquiries right here, but I can also see by clicking on these individual icons, the specific channel inquiries. So the phone icon, of course, is calls inbound, web chats inbound, social contacts inbound, and email contacts inbound. Down here, below the home screen, I have agent performance statistics. So when I log in and go here, I can pull up basic reporting capabilities. And so the summary page is going to show me as an agent, since I'm logged in as an agent, my statistics as an individual agent, and also the statistics of the team that I'm on. Okay, so I'm on team A. I can see the total handled inquiries, average handle time, and average wrap-up time for the team that I'm on. And I can also see those individually for me, the agent. These are all customizable per the company. So these stats that we have here does not have to be the ones that you show. They're completely customizable, as are the ones across the top here. As I click across the top, I can see stats from agent stats from a historic perspective, agent stats from a real-time perspective, agent stats by state, historical, and then real-time, and then team stats, historic and real-time. I can click more for additional stats, queue stats, historic and real-time, agent outdial stats. So all of those are customizable, some very good visibility. Over here at the top, you notice I'm in an available call state right now. This is how I'm, as an agent, controls my current state. I can go into login, log out mode. If I need to go to a meeting, I go into that, break, etc. Again, all customizable by the administrators. And that's how I, as an agent, control my login state. Over to the left of that, I have the notification center. So this is where the system notifies me of anything that I need to be aware of. And then over in the top right hand, I have my profile. So just click that little circle there. You'll see your name, the agent name. I'm Luke Skywalker. The phone number I have tethered to the service. When I first log in, it asks me to choose a phone number. In this particular demonstration, I've actually got it tied to my cell phone. It's one of the great advantages of Webex Contact Center because it is a cloud offering. I can be an agent anywhere in the world as long as I have an internet connection. I can tie it to my personal cell phone, a work cell phone, a work phone number, a software-based phone number, or soft client, for example, my home phone, whatever the case I may be, I can tie it to the number that I'm at. This shows me the team that I'm on. Like I said, we've got this agent set up on team A. Again, all customizable. I just realized that I'm part of the A team. If you are old, you get that reference. Down here, my channel capacity, I can see what channels I'm a part of. Now, the Webex Contact Center solution is an omni-channel platform out of the box. What does that mean? That means typically call centers take in inbound voice calls, and they're queued for inbound voice calling. And this system, you can have multiple channels, not just voice. You can have web chat channels that queue in. You can have emails that queue in. You can even have social media channels that queue in, all to the same agent, all through the same pane of glass. This is a game changer because a lot of legacy contact center systems, and especially on-premises contact center systems, they have multiple systems for the different channels. So this is all one system, all of those channels coming into one. If I have a customer going to try to find my company on Facebook, or if they go to Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook Messenger, all these different social media channels can actually come in and filter into this same agents. Even SMS text messaging. That's how a lot of companies are handling customer inquiries via SMS. That also can feed into this as well. Today, I'm just going to demonstrate 3 channels: regular voice, web chat, and email. But just know that this system has that capability to add on those social channels as well. Up under the channel capacities and the channels that I'm on, I do have some additional user settings. My notification settings, I can enable them or disable them, and enable silent notifications, adjust the sounds. So those gives me some control there. I can reset the entire desktop layout if I need to, if I've customized it. Again, these desktop layouts are customizable by the companies that set them up. I can also switch to dark mode. The default is light mode, but if you prefer the dark mode, you've got that option too. Down here, I can see keyboard shortcuts because maybe in a lot of call centers traditionally, agents are using their keyboard to pressing a specific button to answer with their keyboard, or pressing a specific button to hang up or to transfer, etc. You've got those capabilities as well, and you can see what those hotkeys or the keyboard shortcuts are right there. That's in the agent settings. We've gone over that. So now that we've given you a tour of what that agent desktop looks like, let's show you what it looks like when one of these channels is making an inbound customer inquiry. First, we're going to show a web chat. So how does a web chat happen? A web chat happens by the client going to your website and making an inquiry. So we've got our vertical here that we're demonstrating today is a university. All right. And so I go to the university webpage, and let's say I want to find out about admissions or whatever. And so I click the little web chat icon here. I put in my information and I make the inquiry. So let me just punch in my email address here and select a topic of what I want to ask about. Maybe I want student services, whatever the case may be. And I just type in my question with admissions, whatever it is. Okay. Now, one thing I want to point out about this web chat, the initial chat is handled by a bot. It's application intelligence. And you, as an administrator, can customize this bot to do a lot of things. And so one of the things that a lot of companies will do with a chat bot is make it handle what we call the FAQs, the frequently asked questions. Questions like, what's the directions to the university? You can have the bot automatically answer that. What's the school hours? Have the bot automatically answer those things. Things that are frequently asked that you can have handled by the bot reduces the overall traffic of your agents and makes the overall customer experience better. So that's where application intelligence really comes in, and what that digital first engagement is all about, because you want to be able to provide self-service as much as possible, because it makes your customer service experience more efficient and a better overall for your clients. So just keep that in mind. In this scenario, we've got this chatbot set up very basic for demonstration purposes. So I, as the client, hit start chat. And what's going to happen from an agent perspective is that chat is going to come in here and queue just like a call would, for example, or anything, any sort of inquiry into a call center. So there it is. I see here in my waiting area that I have a new inbound inquiry from a client. I can tell that it's a web chat because the icon here, I can see the customer name, the email that they're calling in on, and what queue they're calling in on as well. So I'm going to click accept. And then now that I am in this chat and I'm going to see all of the chat history right here. The customer may have already asked the chatbot some questions, and maybe the chatbot answered some of those questions. If that happened, I would also see that history as well. Maybe the chatbot can answer the first couple questions, and then the keyword is speak to representative or speak to an agent. And that's what the client types in, and then you can have it to where the bot will hand it off to a live person. Okay, so all of this is customizable by you, the administrator in your company. A couple things about what I see now that I am handling an inquiry, though. You'll notice at the top here, I've got a counter telling me how long I've been in the conversation. I've got a transfer and a conference option. Transfer or conference, a web chat? That seems weird. Well, maybe the web chat came in to me and it needed to go to a different group. And so I can hit transfer and I can choose a specific agent or a specific queue. Maybe they need financial aid or something. I can hit queue and choose that financial aid queue and route it into the appropriate person. So very nice. Conferences, maybe I need to bring in a subject matter expert to participate in the chat with us. If I do that and add in an agent, I will actually see the agent chat history and the clients all from one screen, as will the customer. So that's how those are my options as far as dealing with and managing the web chat inquiry. Over here to the right, I can see contact history and previous inquiries of where this has been handled. And you'll notice I have a little time limit exceeded there. So I need to hurry up and answer and send that off. So it's warning me, hurry up, man. As an agent, I need to stop messing around and answer the customer. So good stuff there. Again, all that's customizable. But over here, I see the contact history. I can see if they've emailed in, called in, whatever the case may be, and I can even click and view that history. So let's assume, and by the way, oops, wrong screen. Let me go back and you can see where I answered, and I can type in whatever I want as the client, and then that will pop up here. And ultimately, I handle the conversation. I'm ready to end this inquiry. I hit end. When I do that, it's going to ask me for what my wrap-up code is going to be. These are all, again, customizable. I choose the wrap-up code and submit it, and that inquiry is done, and I'm back on my home screen here. Okay. Now this view here too is customizable. This is the default, but you can actually have other stuff pop up on the home screen and customize that as well. That's one of the great things about Webex Contact Center is it's extremely customizable. You can even have it integrated with your CRM and for example, Salesforce or ServiceNow, things like that, and run the entire thing all from one pane of glass. So a lot of customization capabilities. So we've had a web chat inquiry. Next, let's say we want to be able to email and handle an email inquiry with the into the same agent. So let me get my email open real quick and show that experience. So bear with me. All right. Now I have my email client open. I want to, again, I would find out the email by going to the university website. I could click to, the web chat button, but maybe I just want to email in because I don't need an answer right away. So I'm going to find out what that email address to contact them was and ask my questions. Put in my subject and whatever the question is. I'm just going to type a lot of gobbledygook and press send. Now, one thing about emails is that the Webex Contact Center system, sorry, let me get back on the right page here. Okay, there, fine. The Webex Contact Center system waits 60 seconds before it goes and pulls and checks for new emails. So you're not going to see as an agent an email come in immediately. It takes about a minute, and then you will see that pop in, and we should see it here in just a few more seconds. If I'm not a liar here. If the demo gods are good here, I should see it pop up at any point. I feel like we should have the Jeopardy music going right now, Rob. And there it goes. Okay, sorry about the silence that we might have to fill that in. Anyway, so I can clearly see again what type of inquiry it is. It's email, customer name, the queue name that it's coming in on, and I just hit accept. And it is going to be a little bit different for an email, what I see as far as my options as an agent than what I saw within a web chat. I can transfer this email to another group. Maybe there's a specific queue or an individual that needs to get this email, and I can do that. All right. I can see up here a banner. It tells me that attachments were dropped per the company's security policy. So this signature had pictures and it dropped it. All right. Down here, oh, excuse me, over to the right, I still have all that contact history like we do with the web chats. That's good, great context. If I want to do a quick reply, I can type in that quick reply here, okay, and then just hit send. One of the cool things too is you can build templates for your quick replies. And so if you have a canned response that you are going to answer a lot to, you can do that. You can also hit reply here, and it's going to open up your normal email text formatting. And again, you have some predefined templatized responses that you can have auto populate here, and then you can add to the note if you want to. But the big thing about it when you hit the reply up top is that it gives you these extra text formatting tools. All right, you can even attach files if you need to. But let's assume you've replied, you answer appropriately, whatever the answer to the question is going to be. Then you just hit send, and that you've emailed that client back and handled that email communication through the email queue. Again, all through this same pane of glass. You can choose your customized follow-up wrap-up codes and submit your wrap-up, and you're all done. So we've now seen two types of inquiry into our Omnichannel Webex Contact Center solution. We've seen web chat, we've seen email. Now let's take a look at an inbound voice call, the traditional way of calling customer service, right? So I am going to call the number.
Hello, you have reached the University of the Jedi Order. If you would like to speak with admission,
yes.
If you are a first-time
I want to be a Jedi
for
Knight.
more information.
Okay, so I'm going to call into and request to speak to an agent, and there it is. And I'm also hearing it ring on my cell phone because, again, I've tethered my cell phone. Mute, so kill the feedback here. But I've tethered my cell phone to my agent desktop here. So I can answer it on my cell phone. Again, I as an agent can choose which phone I'm using. Makes it very awesome solution because I can be an agent from anywhere with an internet connection and a browser anyway. So again, I see a lot of information about this call now that I've answered it. I see a timer going up here so I can see how long I've been on the call. It's here too. I can see the number that has called me. I can see what queue, the number that was dialed, the ring no answer time. Up top here, I have even more options. I have the ability to put the call on hold, the ability to consult with another agent. Maybe I need to put this call on hold and call a subject matter expert and then return to the call. That's what I would do here. I would hit consult, and then it would put that client on hold, and I would call an agent or talk to a specific number. I can hit transfer if I just need to transfer this call off to another group or queue. I can hit pause recording. One of the great things about the Webex Contact Center solution is that it will do auto call recording. And if you want to give your agents the ability to stop that recording, you can. Of course, you don't have to, entirely administratively controlled, but that's a neat option there. Of course, I can end the call here. Just like with the other contact inquiries, I see the history of this call, okay? Another thing to point out is that I could have had this system integrated with a CRM system such as Salesforce, for example. And if the number matched a customer number in my system, it could pop up with that Salesforce information right away. So it can do database dips and have that extra capability out of the box like that. So very good stuff. So anyways, now I've handled the call, handled the customer inquiry. I just press end. And again, I get a wrap-up code and I'm good to go. So we've seen there now the three of the multiple channels that the Webex Contact Center cloud call center solution. I say call center, it should be contact center because you're contacting multiple ways. And you can even do SMS messaging. So it's truly a platform that's designed to have one pane of glass to answer any sort of inquiry you can imagine from your clients. It's a truly robust and powerful platform. And it makes, from an administrative standpoint, the fact that it's on the cloud is awesome. I'm speaking of it about this from an administrative standpoint. Rob, now that we've talked about that a little and we've seen the agent view, would you mind showing us what a supervisor sees?
Absolutely.
All right.
So what you'll see on the screen right now, after a supervisor logs in, it's pretty much, it brings you straight to an initial dashboard, gives you some general information. You can select between a few different options as far as the overview for real time versus historical. You can even look at agent state data real time and how long they've been in that state, and even if you need to sign an agent out. You can filter based on teams or specific agents. Gives you a little bit of flexibility there. But when you want to get a little bit more detailed in your reporting, you can simply just jump into the reporting and analytics. It opens in a whole new browser tab. From here, you have visualizations and dashboards. Visualizations, you can create custom ones, but has a good number of them out of the box. We'll just jump into here a little bit. And you can see we can do many different reports. As you can tell, there are a lot of them out of the box. They're already included. And even the existing ones, you could use them as a template to create a custom one off of that, or you can do one completely from scratch. And as you can see, it gives you a good bit of info. You still have different filtering capabilities within it. The dashboard piece comes in the scenario that you want to have multiple reports and you want them laid out on a single page. Depending on your particular needs, it gives you that capability.
Nice.
So it's very, very clean, straightforward. You could pretty much create custom reports, custom dashboards, exactly what you want to see. No extra fluff, just straight to the point.
Awesome.
Now, moving on from that, we do, of course, have all the usual expectations for supervisor capabilities. It has the call monitoring capability, which, as you can see here, it basically allows you to do some various filtering. You can tell it what number to call you at. So you don't have to have a dedicated phone for this. You can just use an external phone number. You can see what calls are currently being monitored and outstanding monitored requests. Beyond that, we do also have the call recording capability, which this would be if you're dealing with pre-scheduled recordings there.
Okay.
But besides that, you can also search through any existing recordings that have already been captured. It will give you a session ID, which is just a unique number to identify it, queue, team, the agent, the phone numbers involved, duration, wrap-up codes, and allows you to actually be able to pull out that recording. You can listen to it, you can download it, you can do whatever you need to there.
Awesome. So it's obvious that the Webex Contact Center platform has all of the supervisor mechanisms that you would expect. The ability to, of course, see analytics and reporting and real-time and historical stats for the contact center, but also so that you can do call monitoring on the fly or scheduled, and of course all the call recording capabilities. Now, I know also that the platform has a lot of advanced capabilities that you can add on, such as workforce optimization, the ability to grade calls, and the ability to have gamification for your agents and things like that. So it's got a lot of advanced capabilities. But from an administrative standpoint, Rob, because you and I are both familiar with on-premises contact center systems and how administratively burdensome they can be, how is it in comparison setting up, these call flows and these bots and things in the cloud versus the complexity of doing it with an on-premises system? Can you go into that a little bit?
Absolutely. So when you're dealing with an on-premises system, it's actually a very different experience. I'll actually show you an example of a call flow designed for an on-premise contact center express. You'll notice it's basically a line-by-line script that it's have to go through. You have to put all the different pieces in, and you're also having to deal with jumping around with labels and go-to statements in various pieces of it. So depending on the complexity of your scripts, that can be, honestly, unless call flows have already been pre-diagrammed, which honestly, in most cases, I've seen that hasn't been initially prepared, then it can take a lot of time for someone to go through all of this and figure it out.
It seems too that you've got to understand or be able to read and at least acknowledge or comprehend some programming language.
Oh yeah, you can pretty much think of it as a programming language. It can have errors in the script, and you potentially have to add in error handling just to cover it. So yeah, if you don't have at least a basic understanding of programming, this is really something that you really don't want to touch yourself.
I see. And within the cloud solution, can you compare this against that?
Absolutely. So in the cloud solution, for comparing directly, I'm going to pull up the call flow specifically for a voice call.
Is this the one that I called into during the demonstration?
Yes, it is. I'm
Awesome.
going to pull up the same one. And you'll notice off the bat, it's pretty large here. We can, of course, always change zoom, but I have it. I'm just going to show a quick overview just so you see what I have here. I have it pretty spread out, but you can rearrange it however you want. These all can be moved around. What you'll see here is right off the bat, you'll notice that we're not dealing with line by line scripts or anything like that. It's all visual, and we're basically just putting lines between everything.
It seems kind of like connect the dots easy. Am I simplifying this too much?
No, honestly, you're not. It's quite literally putting a line between point A to point B. And when you need to add, for example, a new menu, you just come over here and you just click and drag one over. There you go, new menu.
So am I reading that right? In that first main menu, that's what we went into, and then it gives you the options, press 1 for this, 2 for this, etc. And then you just build as many as you want and drag and connect the lines, and then you can see the full call flow visually. Is that what I'm seeing here?
That's correct. And for the additional details that you may not see there, so we obviously have where when someone selects an option, we have different labels here. These are completely just editable. You can change the text in them to whatever you want. That's really just for your own internal reference. They're not actually used anywhere else. What all that matters is the different options and just creating the line going where it needs to go. Within the menu, that's where you have these different settings when you click on the specific menu. And in this example, we're not even using regular audio recordings. What we're using is text-to-speech through Google. You can customize this to even include specific custom variables and values that were gathered from other places into the actual script, as well as the script of what's spoken is just completely just here in a text box. If you need to make a change, you just update the text box and you're good to go.
So, wow, you can actually have it to where you type in what you want the system to say. No longer would you need to find voice actors to record your prompts and constantly update them with sound files and such. You just simply type in what you want to say, choose the voice that you want it to be in, and you're good to go.
That's correct. And if someone did, of course, want to do a traditional audio file, you can still do that. In fact, you can have multiple audio files within a single menu. And if for some reason you want part of it to be variable grabbed versus by other means, you have all that kind of flexibility. They honestly give you more flexibility here than honestly most people would really need.
That is great. Now I see that thing at the bottom, validation off. What's that about? What does that do?
Glad you asked. So what that does is Obviously, when you're dealing with all these little connect the dots going on here, as simple as it looks, it honestly can be very easy to miss something. Say, for example, we missed, let's just use as an example, we missed one here for option 3 on the finance menu for going to the queue contact, that we forgot to basically connect the dots there. So it doesn't have anywhere to go. Well, when you believe that you're ready to go with everything and you want to do a validation check, you just turn on validation. It checks the flow for any issues. You'll notice right off the bat, it says there's an error. It says it's in the finance menu. And it also gives us a little bit more information saying one or more ports in the activity are not connected. So it's basically telling us a good idea of what's going on there. In addition to that, it also puts a red outline around the entire thing. So even if you don't read the text, it's still visually pointing you to where you need to look.
That's awesome.
And the moment with the validation on, the moment that you just click and drag and connect the dots,
wow,
it does an error check and it's good to go.
Wow. So this is pretty cool. Is it fair to say, Rob, that, you know, as a supervisor, as a contact center administrator, you can come in here and create some pretty robust call flows and not have to be a programmer, you know, crazy geeky developer dude, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I'm sure a lot of people are probably looking at this and wondering, well, you got all these overlapping lines all over the place. How can you tell what's going on? Well, for one thing, you can always click on the individual lines and see where they're going. But in addition to that, you can also click and drag. You can rearrange lines, the boxes, or anything else. It helps give you an idea of where everything's connected. Honestly, I was too lazy to do this myself. But for someone that wants to spend the time doing it, you could separate out every single line, every single menu option, make it very clean and tidy and perfect. And when you leave this flow, it saves those changes. Exactly how you laid it out will be exactly how it is the next time you look at it.
That's awesome. So in conclusion, just to wrap up here, Rob, we've got a cloud-based contact center solution that is omni-channel out of the box, much easier to administrate and configure. It looks like a really great platform. And when you think about what all you have to do to have all of these capabilities within an on-premises system, not just from a hardware and software footprint, but also from an administrative overhead footprint, it almost makes this solution a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Honestly, the upkeep and expertise required to maintain this is significantly less compared to any on-premises systems I've ever worked with.
Wow. Well, let's wrap it up with that, Rob. I appreciate your time today. I just want to remind everyone, please like and subscribe to this video. If you are in a position to where you have on-premises contact center systems and you would like to roll to a robust cloud platform and need assistance, please reach out to us. We are very proud to be a Webex Contact Center authorized partner. We've had to go through a lot of technical training and expenses in order to be so, and we can help you get and roll out a robust omni-channel platform like you see here today. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we look forward to helping you with your contact center and collaboration needs.